All right, Candidate McCarty, we're going to go to you next. We're going to stick on this topic of public safety. You are on the record saying you will fill the vacant positions in Sacramento's police department. But in 2021, as an assemblyman, you voted for a bill that became law that law enforcement leaders say has made it harder to recruit officers because it set new age limits and education requirements for officers across California. The sheriff of Sacramento County has said his own agency is down 100 officers and the CHP is down 1,000 officers. He says this law has made it harder to recruit. Would you vote differently on that today?
No, I think at the time law enforcement came to us and said they saw officers making better decisions when they came to the academies later in life, and individuals who went and got a 2-year degree or 4-year degree had less instances of officer-involved shootings, complaints against them. So it brought about more well-rounded officers. But the big picture is we have a problem across California recruiting police officers, and also teachers and nurses and a lot of other professions as well. We need to make sure that we have attractive packages here in Sacramento. We don't want to lose officers to the CHP and other jurisdictions. So making sure we have robust employment benefits is key to making sure we adequately staff our police department and keep our residents safe.
All right, Candidate Cofer, same topic, but a different question for you. You have proposed shifting funding from the police department to violence prevention programs and also to have other professionals deal with some of the homelessness issues. How can you convince voters public safety won't be compromised by taking money away from the police department?
Yeah, our police department is spending entirely too much time on homelessness and not enough on violent crime. And so rather than continue to overburden them and have them moving people from overpasses to your house to my house, I want to make sure that they're focused on the job that they were hired and trained to do, and that our other professionals are there to be able to support for the things that they were trained to do. Because right now we have 1/3 of police time being spent on non-police tasks. And while my opponent will say that we're down officers, the truth is we actually would have plenty of officers if they weren't spending 1/3 of their time doing non-police tasks. And so I want to make sure that we have trained professionals who can handle those things. And I want to do what LAPD union proposed last year, the largest union in the state, which is to shift responsibility for 28 calls, which they've said do not require officers to respond to and could actually benefit from other professionals. And that would allow them to be able to respond more quickly to calls, which is a major complaint across the city, and also to be able to improve their morale and to solve more cases, which is in the benefit of public safety.
Thank you, Candidate Cofer. A quick follow-up here, though. Experts will note sometimes law enforcement and mental health professionals are needed in a single call. How would you determine who is going where?
Yeah, so LAPD already came out with a list of 28 calls, and many of them are code enforcement calls. Some of them are calls that social workers can respond to. I don't think, some of the calls that show up are things like noise violations, and there's a dog here, and there are all of these calls that when they're responding to that, they're not showing up for crimes in progress. Just last week, there was a person who told me that they were watching a crime in progress, and then they were given a text message and said, we don't have any officers available to respond. We need to right-size that.